You know, one of the things that a lot we talk about in the manosphere, we talk about how women don't have foresight. A lot of women don't have foresight to see what's coming in the future. You know, they got feminism, they got women's lib, a lot of these things get to their head and they really don't think they need men. Like they really don't. But they don't know that men is how they survive. And see, what we're going to do in this talk, we're going to see how Satan has deceived women from the very beginning of time up until this very day, throughout the ages. He always used the woman because the woman is the weaker vessel. The woman is the easier one to be deceived. So he's using them now to destroy their own selves, and they can't even see that. So we're going to look at this and see how Satan is doing this, and see how we can identify this through the ages, and see how we can kind of make this better. At least the ones that got the ears to hear, they can accept this information and stop being used by evil spirits. So without further ado, let's go to Genesis chapter 3. We see what happened to Eve. And this is a story most people do know, but still we're going to read it to see, pinpoint some very specific things, and we'll go through and see what happened. Genesis chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yah had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yah said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. That's the first lie that's ever told right there. The first lie. For Yah does know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now that's the truth to a certain degree. See, the devil always giving you but the truth mixed in with the lie. That's how you know it's him. That's how he always do. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the tree thereof, and did eat, and gave unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So basically, Satan told them they was naked. They didn't even know they was naked at first until he told them. That's the knowledge that he gave them, right? And they heard the voice of Yah walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yah amongst the trees of the garden. When you got to hide, why do you hide? Because you know you done something wrong. Mm-hmm. That's how you know you done wrong. You hiding. They wasn't hiding before. So they knew they had done wrong. That's why they was hiding. And Yah called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid. Well, why are you afraid? You weren't afraid before. Afraid because they know they had done the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou was naked? That's the knowledge that Satan gave them. Hast thou eaten of the tree whereas I commanded thee that thou should not eat? And the man said, The woman that thou gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree and not to eat. That behavior we see in a lot of men today. They want to pass the buck off to the woman when they supposed to be the ones. We're supposed to be the leaders. The woman is a weaker vessel. The woman's supposed to do what we tell them to do. We're not supposed to be letting the woman tell us what to do. But sadly to say it, a lot of men suffer from this trait to this very day. And Yah said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The servant beguiled me, and I did eat. Like I said, Satan always used the woman first because she's easier to be tricked. And Yah said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Now that's a metaphor in itself. What are we? We're dust. We're dust of the ground. And he told him, You're going to eat dust. So what does Satan do? Satan spend all his time trying to destroy us, trying to eat us and destroy us. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and sorrow that thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now pay attention to that. He said, Your desire shall be to your husband. This is something these women are trying to get under from today. They're trying to make their desire everything but to their husband. Okay? And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, which men do today, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. This is why we got to work till we die. Okay? We got to work our butts off until we dead. Thorns also and thistles shall they bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat of the herb of the field. And the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat of the bread, that's the hard work there, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken. For thus thou art, until dust thou shalt return. So we see there, and that's what happened, how Satan had tricked Eve into getting Adam to eat of the fruit or take up that knowledge. And we see how Adam had listened to his wife instead of the Most High. These are all the things we see playing out in this very time right now. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go forward a little bit more and see about John the Baptist. And
Hold on one second, bro. I want to show you something that go right along with what you was just reading. It's 1 Timothy 2:14. And it says, hold on one second. It says, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Wow. Right.
And then one more that comes from Ecclesiasticus Sirach in the Apocrypha. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Wow. That's plain and
right
simple.
Along
right
with
there.
what you were saying. It's
exactly.
precepts to that same verses.
Exactly. Two about things established by 2 or 3 witnesses,
That's right?
Wow, man. But that right there, a lot of people won't say that in the church. They don't want to offend the women.
Do you know that in the the Good News Translation and the Common English Bible, all the different ones where they translate the Apocrypha, these verses are taken out and they footnotes down the bottom of the page and they say some versions include.
Wow. How wicked is that?
Yeah.
How wicked is that? They're in violation of changing the scriptures.
Exactly. Because if you don't go to the bottom of the page, they just have A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Wow.
And then when you look at the letters, then at the bottom of the page, then it'll give you the rest of it. But they cut it out because they want to make, we say all the time, who is the breadwinner in the church?
Women.
They know what side they bread butter
Exactly.
on. They know who's going to be bringing the tithes and offerings.
Exactly.
And they'll try to shame the men, but a lot of times it's not shame. We know better.
Exactly.
We not easily deceived like that.
Exactly. We can see a pulpit pimp.
Exactly.
For what he is. You know what I mean?
We're not in our emotions. And it's not to say it's a bad thing because women are emotional creatures.
Right.
Men are creatures of reason and logic. So a lot of these things will basically play on your emotions and make you feel good. But when we know that it's not reasonable and logical,
right,
we're not going to go along with it. So
exactly.
they're going along with the emotional creatures so they can get paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's go into John the Baptist here in Matthew 14 and see what happens to him. This is another example of Satan using a woman to do evil and a man doing the same thing Adam did, listening to the woman, allowing the evil to be done. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 14. I'm going to read to about verse 12. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yeshua and said unto his servants, this is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her. Okay, telling him you're not supposed to have your brother's wife. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. So she was basically doing a little striptease thing before him. So you can kind of picture this, how it's going down in your head. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. So she does a dance for him. And he simps out and say, I'll give you whatever you want.
Just like these dudes now.
Just like they do
dance
today.
Before them and they give them their whole paycheck.
What they call making it rain, right?
Yep.
It's the same thing. Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
That's why this book, what do we call this book? The Book of Living Water.
That's right.
Current
in tomorrow's newspaper.
Exactly. You see it right here. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, here's another woman, right? Said, give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given to her. So he just following suit, whatever this woman say. Why? Because he did a striptease dance for him. Same thing going on today.
Exactly.
And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Yeshua. So we see here one of the greatest prophets that there was, and even by Yeshua said there hasn't been a prophet greater than John the Baptist.
That's right.
And he gets his head chopped off because a woman deems it so. She does a striptease dance for this simp king, and he chops the man's head off. So we see how Satan used women to do a lot of evil and to even influence weak-minded men,
That's right.
these simps and Ahab men, to do these women's bidding. Okay? We're going to go to an article right here about feminism that shows that all the stuff that they have taken in hasn't helped them at all. It's making things worse. So we're going to read this and see what's happening here. This is
I don't know
called
if you peeped that, bro. Look who it's written by. When you read it, look who it's written by.
a female.
A female.
Yep.
So even she know what time it is.
Exactly.
They're trying to get them together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is, here's why feminism is destroying everyone's ability to be happy.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Modern societal attitudes celebrate women earning more than their husbands. Women are now equal to men. They are encouraged to get qualified in their chosen field of interest and follow a career to the top. She is assisted in the attempt by her husband that has been socialized to understand that he must do this fair share of child rearing and household duties. So everybody wins in this more fair society, right? Not really. Research from the University of Illinois found when women's paychecks increased, they reported more symptoms of depression, but the opposite effect was found in men. Their psychological well-being was highest when they were the primary wage earners. Researchers Karen Kramer and Sujin Pak examined data on nearly 1,500 men and 1,800 women between the ages of 52 and 60, and found that the couples who resist traditional gender roles or who shoot for a so-called equal marriage are less happy than those who stick to the traditional ways of doing things. We observed statistically significant and substantial difference in depressive symptoms between men and women in our study, said Kramer. The results supported the overaching hypothesis. Well-being was lower for mothers and fathers who violated gendered expectations about the division of paid labor and higher for parents who conform to these expectations. The conclusion, equality is not working out for married couples.
That's right.
Kramer and Pak also say that women's happiness was not affected by leaving work to become stay-at-home moms, but men's mental health declined when they stayed at home to care for the kids.
That's right, because it's backwards.
Exactly.
It's ass backwards.
Exactly.
It's going against what the Most High has set up.
That's right. They're turning the things upside down, just like the
Exactly.
scriptures say. Oh, Lord. Sleek eye. Where we at?
Right
Right
there.
here.
Yep.
Interestingly, these findings were true even for couples who had an egalitarian view of work and family. Their modern views, notwithstanding, men's health took a hit when their earnings shrank, clearly suggesting the traditional role of primary earner is still very important to men. Society's logical assumption that marriages will improve by being more equal has not panned out. Why are the couples not happier now that each partner is recognized as equal and together they earn more income to boot?
Because men and women are not equal. The man is supposed to be over the woman. The woman is supposed to be a helpmeet to the man. That's the bottom line to it. When you go against nature, you're going to pay for it every time. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing things rear their ugly head right now. Things are coming to a head.
That's right. The researchers suggest that while women's educational and career opportunities have multiplied, societal norms and expectations about gendered divisions of labor in the workplace and the home that have been slower to evolve. Also, mothers and fathers who deviate from conventional gender roles, such as dads who leave the workforce to care for their children full time, may be perceived negatively, potentially impacting their mental health, Kramer and Pac wrote. Men and women are not interchangeable beings, pure and simple.
Bottom line.
Right. Suzanne Venker for Fox News.
That's the end of that article.
Okay.
Yeah. We see there in that article that a woman wrote that article, right? So we see even some women can recognize this.
Right.
That things are just completely messed up right now. And things are just ass backwards, you know? And it's just getting worse. And see the women, they cannot see the forest for the trees. They can't see that this is leading to their own destruction.
Exactly.
Satan had used Eve for the fall of creation. And he's using these women in the same way, particularly in this country. Because this country is on its way out. This country is about to be judged by the Most High. And so you have women going out to speed dating events and no men are showing up. You got women, I'm serious, man. You got women going to the bar looking for men and ain't no men there.
Yeah.
Or just some effeminate men, the men that they don't want.
Exactly.
The minute they want, the minute they really want, they cannot find, man.
That's right.
Why? Because they out of order, man.
That's right. And that's why I seen to myself when there be a situation like that, it'd be like one guy there. And just like what it said in the scripture, it'd be 7 women and 1 man. It'd be one guy, one stand-up dude there. And every female would be taking their turn at this guy. Like, they'd be ready to physically fight over this guy.
That's right.
Because it's such a shortage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the brother said earlier, we're going to see some rough times for a lot of people, but specifically for these women out here, man. These women have been very wicked, very evil against righteous men, and they're going to pay the price for it. Satan is almost done using the women in this system, in this country. He about to move to the other countries and finish using them. He's done with these women. See, the thing about when you sign a contract with Satan, you got to read to the bottom print at the bottom of that contract, the small letters. See, that's what they didn't read. They didn't read that, okay, we're going to do this feminism, and we want to be better than men. But you didn't know this, it's going to end up in your death, in your unhappiness. Yeah. Ending up in a damn room full of cats or something like that. That's what they didn't tell you. And see, Satan is almost done with them. We almost done. We're going to go one more place. My brother going to go to Isaiah, right?
Yep, Isaiah 32, 9 through 13.
Okay.
It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come. The gathering shall not come. The gathering don't be coming out to them speed days.
No, man.
They ain't gathering no more.
Exactly.
We all right. We going to play our video game.
Exactly.
Or something, not to hear that cackling. All right, I'm sorry. Number 11 says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease."
Oh, they trembling right now. They on social media bitching and complaining about how they can't find a good man.
Yeah.
How they can't do this, they can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Satan do when he done with you.
Some of that struggle twerking look like trembling too.
Yeah, real talk.
It says, "Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon the houses of joy in the joyous city."
So we see there, man. That don't sound.
Days ahead, man.
Yes, man. Rough times, man.
Good.
No, it's not at all. Man, it's like, they don't understand, man, what's getting ready to happen, and we can see it. You know what I mean? What the Bible's saying, how things are playing out. And the funny thing is, when we talk like this, they'll call this hate speech.
Right.
You hate women. No, we actually showing love for you.
You want to know how it's love? Think about Jonah. His whole thing was to go to the people before and tell them what was ahead of them, so that they could repent. And they did repent, and the Most High didn't destroy them.
Exactly.
So what we doing right now is pretty much the same thing. We pretty much giving y'all what the word say.
Exactly.
And we want everybody to repent. We want everybody to turn it around and get right.
Exactly.
So that maybe these things, it is a way that we can get around it. Like, it ain't looking too good because the signs and stuff that we see out here, but maybe there is a way that, what he say? If my people that's called by my name humble themselves and pray, hear from heaven.
Exactly.
So maybe let's get it together. That's all we trying to do. We not bashing. We love women.
Exactly. But here's the thing, though. 2/3 of our people will be destroyed.
Almost definitely.
So a lot of them 2/3 are going to be women.
Yeah.
That's just not
and
gonna
a
get
lot of them gonna be them clowns.
them
That's gonna
simps.
come up underneath these comments and be like, "How can you talk like that? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all probably don't get no coaching. Y'all too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't leaving y'all out.
And the funny thing about that is, man, the shaming tactics never end.
Never.
We call it the shaming tactic commandments. Your mama black, you must be gay. What else? Mm-hmm. Who hurt you?
Exactly.
All that shit they be saying, man. It's just, that stuff don't matter against the truth, man.
Nothing.
The truth is the truth, and you can't get by it, man.
Exactly.
Look, we try and tell you, look, this is what you gotta do to get your house in order. This is what you gotta do to get right. You need to submit yourself to a righteous man, because that's the order. It's the Father, the Son, man, woman, child.
That's right.
That's the order.
That's right.
The man is over the woman. Mm-hmm. And I say this, let me be fair. Any man don't understand that he's under the Messiah or think he can go straight to the Father without the Messiah, his ass ain't got nothing coming.
Nothing.
He about to get his ass whooped.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's an order to everything, man.
Exactly.
It's that divine order.
Protocol, like they say at work all the time.
Exactly.
You can't go to the president of the company because you don't like nothing and you just a worker.
That's right.
You gotta go to your supervisor.
That's
first.
right.
Then let your supervisor go to the person over top of them and follow the chain of command.
That's right.
If we listen to it when it comes from people, why we can't listen to it when it comes from the Most High?
Exactly, man. And so we see there, man, how Satan always used the woman to do some foolishness, to try to destroy the nation. And when your woman is destroyed, your nation is done.
That's right.
You're done because you know what I mean. You're done. Who's raising the children? Look how these women are raising the children, raising them to twerk and be gangsters,
Right.
to get killed.
Exactly.
If they ain't having abortions, 1,000 abortions out there, which is the new sacrifice to Molech.
That's right.
They ain't the Planned Parenthood ain't nothing but a new temple to Molech. That's all it is.
That's right.
So I mean, you got all this stuff going on, man. And we telling them, look, man, get yourself together. This is what you need to do. But yet, this will be deemed, like you said, as hate speech. Mm-hmm. We hate women, all that foolishness, man. Look, here's the bottom line, man. Satan almost done with you American hoes. That's just what it is.
Right.
So we all see it. Y'all ain't got no man. You ain't got no strong men in your life. This is what's happening, man.
And what do you always do when he finishes with you? Throw you in the garbage can. Get something fresh.
You gotta get something fresh, man. That's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how he did Eve. Yep. That's exactly how he did Jezebel. Mm-hmm. Look what happened to Jezebel. She got tore up.
Trampled down like the Maya in the streets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And guess what? I hate to say this. You're going to see a lot of women with that same fate in these times.
It. Look at the pregnant one that just got gunned down. We don't know. I don't know the whole situation. But
right.
That sounds similar to that.
That's true.
He got shot down like a dog, like an animal.
Man.
Animals get lesser fate than that. Shot like 5 times.
Right.
She had no weapon, no nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, we see
it. Ain't just us no more.
That's true. It's not just black men.
Yeah.
They're starting to turn their wrath on them, like the scripture said. Mm-hmm. Rise up, you women LEs, man. Yeah. You know, especially the black women, a lot of them are these because they get Section 8, they get things of this nature, and they think they're better than black men.
And they got them some men that's going around, they're saying bodyguarding them so that they can do whatever they want, say what they want to say to somebody.
Exactly.
They know the minute there's some guys, quote unquote, step out of line, going to be 20 other guys. They don't even got to bring the guy with them. All they got to do is just holler out and make it like it's a scene.
Exactly.
Every guy in the room going to come in and they just going to surround the guy and start beating him.
Exactly.
Whether he was right or wrong.
Nope. Don't matter.
Because he's a guy. And just because she's a female. You don't hit no female.
No matter what she do.
No female like that. Don't matter what she do. It don't matter, brother. Don't matter, never.
Yeah, man, real talk. Yeah. That's what it is, man. This is what we facing here, man. So we's up here, man, trying to get the word out, trying to get, trying to do the best we can to be a voice in the wilderness.
Right. Spread the truth and love.
Exactly, man. This is love, man. This is not hate speech, man.
Love is the keeping of the commandments. Love ain't no soft, squishy feeling.
That's right.
That's real love.
That's right. The real Yeshua, not this fake Yeshua that they got, this white Jesus that they got pointed up. He was a man of toughness.
He said he's an austere man.
That's right.
He ain't play no games.
He whooped their ass off that temple when he was in there buying and selling, man.
Sure did.
So that's the Elohim who we serve, man. We don't serve a soft Elohim.
Exactly.
You know, this is what, and the thing about it, when we tell you this, just like the Most High, when the Most High correct us, that means we're still sons and daughters of Him.
That's right.
When He don't correct us, right, exactly. When He don't correct us, that means we done. We got a reprobate mind.
That's right.
You know, so we hope.
Show one more thing. I'm trying to find the actual chapter and verse. It said, "You are my servants if you keep my commandments."
There you go.
And I'm going to show you what "if" is. And people talk about unconditional love.
No.
Unconditional love. "If" is a conditional word.
Exactly.
By definition.
Exactly.
It said right in the thing. introducing a conditional clause.
That's
So
the definition.
unconditional love, that's the definition of if.
Right.
Introducing a conditional clause on the condition.
There you go.
So people talking about unconditional love.
Right.
Man, people need to start reading for themselves and stop listening to all these memes and cliches and stuff that we've been going by all these years.
Man, but what do women do? They go in these pulpit pimp churches and have them tell them a whole bunch of lies to make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So all the bullshit that they did earlier in the week is out their mind.
Right.
So when they come in on Sunday, they think they're doing something special.
Look at their fearless leader. What he going through right now? His own wife don't want to hear that shit.
Man, which one you talking about?
Oh, Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ain't that something?
His own wife don't want to hear that stuff.
Right.
He kicking no more.
What's the name of that book?
Act like a woman, act like a man, think like a woman.
Yeah.
What is it? Well, even I would
Either
think
or.
like a woman, act,
Right.
whatever it is.
Right.
Think like Mr. Potato Head and his interchangeable putts.
Oh, man. But that dude on his third marriage or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean,
these people listen to him and talk about he's a great leader. He's somebody they should listen to.
they will show him more respect than us.
Yeah.
But what we
They
saying
tell
right
them what they want to hear.
Exactly, man.
The
Exactly.
Bible said a person that tell you, they say you get more favor in the end by telling somebody the truth than to give them flattering words.
Right.
In the beginning, no. In the beginning, they're going to want the one that's giving them the flattering words. But
Exactly.
when things go down, like they say, when this happens, and it will happen, they
Right.
will know that a prophet has been among them.
That's right.
So when this go down, then they're going to be like, dang, where them brothers at that was saying this? Where that brother that always put out them videos and stuff
Exactly.
like that?
Exactly.
Where he at? We want to know what he got to say about
Man,
this.
it's
How
funny.
look, we was
It's-
far gone.
It's funny you mentioned
Yeah.
that because the Thinking Man's Templar just did a video yesterday called "The Good Man's Ghost" or something like that.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah,
he
shout out.
make a lot
Yeah.
of good content.
Shout out to the Thinking Man's
Yes,
Templar, man.
indeed.
He be putting it down,
real.
and he was basically saying the same thing. Like
Yeah.
these women gonna be looking for the good men that they rejected when they was in high school. They ain't gonna be around, man.
Right.
These brothers gonna be gone. They're gonna be on their own,
Exactly.
out here getting raped, getting killed. I hate to say that, but it is what it is, man. Man, it ain't looking good, man. So you know,
Not really not.
man, we gonna leave y'all with that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just wanted to say, man, look, man, for all you women out there that got the ears to hear, please listen to this and
Please.
try to straighten yourself up.
For real.
You know what I mean? And to the rest, the rebellious ones, hey, Satan almost done with you, baby. You know what I mean? Satan almost done with his American hoes, man. He done pimped you out, he done with you. And so it is what it is, man. You know, we gonna leave it on that. And Most High willing, we'll see y'all next time. Shalom.
Shalom.